exciting world of the ablative case. It'll spice up your sentences and make your writing more fun. Also, you've already learned it basically because we've been using it in a lot of our sentences, so this shouldn't be anything too challenging for you guys. So starting off, let's talk about ablative cases used for preposition. So what is a preposition? We've actually talked about this a little bit, right, back when we were doing parts of speech in Latin. But a preposition shows the relationship of a noun to another noun. And the example that I was always taught when I was younger was anything a squirrel can do to a tree. Up a tree, around a tree, down a tree, through a tree, in a tree, near a tree, away from the tree. So it's showing, often has a directional sense to it, up, down, away, towards, but not necessarily. It's showing how one object is related to another object, where in space or where in time it's related. So there's two cases that we've learned so far that can use prepositions. The first is the accusative case, and it uses a preposition when you're showing motion towards something. So the squirrel goes towards the tree. The squirrel goes into the tree. So for example, the two prepositions we've learned that work with the accusative case is odd, which means to, towards, or near, and in, which with the accusative case means into or onto. And then the other case, the one we're talking about today, is the ablative case. So the ablative case is used for all other prepositional phrases. So anyone that doesn't use the accusative case is going to use the ablative case, including sometimes being used without a preposition. In Latin, just having the ablative case is enough to create a prepositional phrase without having to actually have the preposition there. You're not going to have to deal with that until you get to the Latin 1B, so until next year. But, power just went out. Hang on. Okay, well, I'm going to resume. I know you can't tell from your end, but the power just went out here at school, so that's exciting. So as I was saying, ablative case can be used without a preposition, but that's not going to happen until next year, so don't worry about it for right now. Just don't want you to be like, you never told me this was happening when it does happen next year. All right, so what else do we have? So for example, the preposition you know so far that just uses ablative case is in. In with the ablative case means in or on. Remember, I made you guys learn those as two separate vocab words, and that's because they have different meanings depending on if they're used with an accusative case noun or an ablative case noun. So in is your preposition, and then it's going to be followed by a noun in one of those cases. So some examples showing the into difference. We have a couple nouns we'll work with that you haven't seen before, so we can just look at the grammar. Equus, equi, it means horse, and campus, campi, which means field. So my first sentence, I have equus and campum eat. I'm going to grab my little marker. There we are. So here's my prepositional phrase, right? It's the preposition plus the noun that comes after it. And my noun here, that's part of my prepositional phrase, is the accusative case, right? ACC, right? And then eats means goes. So this sentence means the horse goes into, because of the accusative, the field. So here is a horse looking into a field, right? But in this sentence, equus est in campo, here is my prepositional phrase. It's my preposition and the noun that follows it. Campo is in the ablative case, and we'll fill in the ablative endings on our charts when we get to class together. There's a horse. It's already in the field. The horse is in the field. So both these sentences are using prepositions to show the relationship of the horse to the field. And this one is showing that the horse is going into the field, and this one is showing that the horse is already in the field. So the second one is using the ablative case. The first one uses accusative because it's showing motion towards something. So uses of the ablative case, the only one you really need to know for right now is that it's used for prepositional phrases and can sometimes be used without a preposition, but still be used for prepositional phrases. You have to make up the preposition in English. And a few other uses, you'll learn those next year as well. They're pretty simple. Ablative case tends to sort of be a catch-all case. If there's something that needs to happen grammatically that doesn't fit in another case, ablative case does it. You label it as we've been practicing by bracketing the prepositional phrase, and then label the ablative case noun as ABL, and then either singular or plural. They're pretty easy to spot. Their endings are a single vowel in the singular, and then in Latin, or in first declension, it's a long A for the first one. I might have told you guys that I'm only going to make you learn a few of the macrons or long marks this year. This is the first one you need to learn, is the long A for first declension ablative singular. We'll talk about that a little bit more in class. So what you see here in the picture, this is actually Greek prepositional phrases. But this is how I was taught prepositional phrases when I taught Greek, was a man and a lion. So you can see some different prepositions. You can probably figure them out from the picture. All right, the man goes towards the lion, man is near the lion, man goes to the lion, man goes around the lion, man is on the lion, man goes off the lion, under the lion, with the lion, onto the lion, over the lion, in the lion, into the lion rather, in the lion, out of the lion, and away from the lion. So those are all some examples of prepositional phrases. We'll do some practice with those in class as well. All right, that's what I got for you all today on ablative case. Short and sweet and hopefully not too complicated. Make sure you've taken these notes in your folders, because I will be checking it as part of your notebook checks. And make sure if you have any questions on this, you bring them to class so we can talk about them together. Have a lovely rest of the day.